Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steins Gate. I'm G, and we are being kinda awful towards Rukako. But also, Rukako may remember the previous world line, where, he was a dude. And, I just want to talk about this for a quick second. Because, first of all, how do I say this? Timelines don't determine your gender? You do? Like that's your thing? That is not something that somebody with a microwave decides? But also, come on, Okabe, like, just go out with the girl. Don't be like, oh my god, it's a guy. And also, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of kind of icky stuff underneath the surface here. Basically, your gender is your own identity. Don't be homophobic. Be good to people. Anyways, back into it. Instead of returning to the lab, I stand on the bridge in front of the station and gaze blankly at a stream of people. Ferris might be visiting the lab. Ferris was at the lab on this day when I first came to this world line. My accent shouldn't have influenced my Aries, so she should have called Ferris over to show her the costumes. Right now, I don't want to see anybody. I need to think. But try as I might, no ideas come, no solutions. Rukako agreed to go back to being a guy if I went out with her for a time. I've stayed faithful to that, so... Faithful? How? I just made a huge mistake back there. I've done nothing but make Rukako sad. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 15th, the day Komima opens, the day Mayuri dies. At the very least, I need to make our relationship last until that evening. Tomorrow is the end. But I'm not confident I can show Rukako a fun time. Alright, so instead of fussing over a date, I'll just try something that won't make Rukako sad. Oh boy! The next morning, after Mayuri and Daru have left for Ariake, I head to the shrine to pick up Rukako. We hop the train at Akiba Station. When she looks askance at me, I tell her we're going to see Mayuri. Today it won't just be the two of us. I don't know what to say when we're alone. I'm afraid I'll just hurt her again. It's time to try something different. When we get off the train at Tokyo Big Sight, Rukako stares in wonder at the scene spread before her. People, people, people! People as far as the eye can see. Welcome to Komima, the Otaku Festival. It's the first day, so Big Sight's more crowded than usual. This is my plan, to take Rukako to Komima. I'm not making her cosplay, of course. Rukako wouldn't even do it at Mayuri's request, and I don't want to force her to do anything she doesn't want to. We're just here to look and have fun. The first order of business is to hook up with Mayuri and Daru. Those two live and breathe Komima, so I'm sure they'll have a lot to talk about. Conversation will flow and I'll be off the hook. How wonderful to have friends you can count on. Of course, bringing a date to Komima is a surefire way to earn myself the hatred of otaku everywhere, but no matter. I'll endure their contempt if that's what it takes to make Rukako happy. So resolved, I strike out through the crowd towards our designated rendezvous point. Rukako, clearly overwhelmed by the sheer number of people, struggles to follow behind. Okani, Nuka-chan! Near the edge of the parking lot, I see the petite Mayuri wave her hands high. There aren't as many people here. Welcome to Komima, Ruka-chan! Yeah, it's my first time coming here, but it's amazing. Take it easy! Where's Daru? Daru-kun's in line for promo goods. He couldn't come. He said maybe he'll join us later if he survives the battle. Damn, that means he won't join up with us for at least another hour. Couldn't he forgo the battle just this once? Rukako's eyes dart from place to place. She's clearly uncomfortable in the chaotic atmosphere. There's still some awkwardness between us after what happened yesterday. Even on the train ride, we barely spoke to each other. What's the point in being a couple if it turns out like this? It was easier to talk when we weren't supposed to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Rukako seems to enjoy herself more too. Was it a mistake to bring her to Komima? Well, Rukako didn't refuse. Even when I told her we were going to Komima, she just nodded obediently.
Mayushi will show you around, okay? There's lots of people, so we gotta be careful. First we'll go to the cosplay area, and then we'll go inside.
Mayuri's more cheerful than usual. She must be happy to have us here.
Hey, is there anything you guys want to see?
Rukako, is there anything you want to see?
No.
Rukako shakes her head.
It's my first time, so if Okabe-san wants to see something, I'll go see it.
I'm not particularly interested in anything. Rukako looks unhappy. Crap, I shouldn't have answered like that.
Hey, Ruka-chan, if you come to the cosplay area, I'm sure you'll change your mind about cosplaying.
Mayuri talks happily to Rukako. I'm glad I chose to rely on this ditz who can't read the mood.
It's not embarrassing at all, see? Because everyone's having fun. Kaede-chan and Fubuki-chan are there wearing Mayushi's costumes. I'll introduce you, okay? You should come tomorrow too. I'll bring costumes for you and we can cosplay together. I think Okarina will be perfect as Zero-sum from Code Geass.
Wait. That's a Code Geass reference? Zero-sum? Oh, Christ. Future me, put up pictures of what they're referencing.
You'll cosplay if Okarina does it with you, right, Ruka-chan? You will, won't you? Mayushi thinks it's a great idea.
Not a chance.
Sorry. No way!
Mayuri slumps her shoulders in disappointment. In the end, Rukako and I got fed up with the amount of people and left Ariake early. We took the direct shuttle bus to Akiba that only runs during Komima, but it was so cramped inside I thought I was gonna die. By the time we get back to Akiba, Rukako and I are exhausted. My feet feel like blocks of lead, and I don't have the energy to even attempt conversation. The two of us schlep back to the shrine without speaking a word, like Spanish monks under a vow of silence. Rukako doesn't raise a single complaint, but taking her to Komima was obviously a mistake. Rukako's expression has been stiff ever since we met up with Mayuri. Maybe she's still traumatized by otaku. The first time I met Rukako, he was being harassed by otaku. Maybe they left a bad impression. We don't talk. We spent most of the day shoulder to shoulder with strangers. I can probably count on my fingers the words I said directly to Rukako today. When we arrive at the shrine, our time as a couple will end. So this is our last chance to talk as boyfriend and girlfriend. But I'm confused. What should I talk about? I try thinking about things we have in common. The demon sword Samadare. The Seishin Zanma School of Swordmanship. Bakurusu said to avoid Chunibyo topics and the dating manual concurred. What else is there? It finally dawns on me. There's nothing else Rukako and I share. Silence dominates the shrine. The silence should be calming, but it's not. I've safely escorted Rukako home. Mayuri's death is just 3 hours away. The temporary relationship between me and Rukako ends here. Now I just need Rukako to give me her mother's pager number. However, is it really okay to just let it end like this? In the end, what have I done for Rukako? I haven't done squat, have I? All I've done is hurt her. Suddenly, Rukako starts sobbing. She covers her mouth with both hands, but can't stop the tears pouring from her eyes. Rukako. When I approach her, Rukako pulls back. Rukako wipes the corners of her eyes, but the tears keep flowing, forming a glistening line down each cheek. I'm speechless. I have no idea what to do. A girl is crying before my eyes. It's my duty as a man to comfort her. I know that, and yet no words come. I just stand there like a useless statue. The cause of Rukako's tears is undoubtedly me. I didn't treat her right as my girlfriend, even if it was only a temporary arrangement. And now it ends with me watching as Rukako cries. Rukako. I am the one who did this to her. I am the cause of her grief. And yet...
Thank you very much.
She thanks me and bows her head. Eh? She lifts her head and smiles shyly through her tears.
I was really happy that we could be together.
That's a lie.
I'm glad I fell in love with you.
That has to be a lie. To my surprise, Rukako takes my hand in hers. Her hand is very warm and delicate. This is the first time I've touched her since we became a couple. And it will be the last. Rukako places a note in my hand. And then she pulls away. She bows her head again.
Bye now.
Rukako turns her back to me, then disappears into the shrine office. I look at the note. There's a number written there. Probably her mother's pager number. She kept her promise. But I didn't keep mine. I can't let it end like this. I run full speed back to the lab. Ignoring Kurisu's calls to stop, I slap on the headgear and leap to the past. I regain consciousness in front of Akihabara Station. Rukako is next to me. We're about to board the train for Komima. Rukako looks a little anxious, but she doesn't raise a single complaint. The shuttle bus pulls up. The huge line of people begins to move. We can't go to Komima like this. Shaking off my time leap induced vertigo, I take Rukako by the hand. Come on! Once we get out of the line, I let go of Rukako's hand and start walking.
Okabe-san? The bus is here.
We're not going to Komima.
Eh?
This time, we're doing things my way.
Okabe-san, where are we going? Okabe-san?
I keep walking with Rukako's hand in mine, ignoring everything else. Rukako looks bewildered at first, but eventually she says no more and just starts following me with a sad expression. We arrive at Yanabayashi Shrine, a place devoid of visitors, where an aura of peace and dignity dominates, where the cries of cicadas resound. Rukako's home. Finally, I turn to face Rukako. Instead of letting go, I grasp her warm hand even tighter than before. Perhaps it's the heat, or perhaps it's our nervousness, but our hands are damp with sweat. But still, I don't let go. Rukako is hanging her head. She might cry at any moment.
This means our relationship is over, doesn't it?
Her lips tremble, her voice trembles. I summon my resolve and answer her with a laugh. Ha! What are you talking about? Our couple phase isn't over yet. I strike a pose and mimic a line from a popular card battling anime. Until I witnessed my Yuri's death, this was how I acted all the time. Now it takes some effort, but I still have it in me.
But...
Weren't you listening? This time we're doing things my way. Now, my disciple, bring forth the demon sword Samadare. The wind blows. The tree growing over the main building rustles its leaves in response. Rukako looks at me blankly. Tears form in the corner of her eyes.
What?
Isn't it obvious? It's time to continue your training in the Seishin Zanma School of Swordsmanship.
My training?
Have you already forgotten what I taught you?
No, but okay.
It's Kyoma. Have you forgotten my true name, Rukako? I am the insane mad scientist, HEEEEEEE! Swallowing my embarrassment, I strike another pose. I was so caught up in the question of your gender that I lost sight of our true relationship. But now, I finally realize the truth. Our relationship was decided from the very beginning.
Decided how?
I may be a man, and you may be a woman, but our temporary relationship is a couple. I take a deep breath. I gently comb my fingers through Rukako's hair. I twist my lips into a grin. Matters not! I am I. Rukako is Rukako. And Rukako is my disciple. As I gently stroke her hair, Rukako puts her warm hand on top of mine. The tears collected in the corners of her eyes suddenly fall.
Yes, of course, Okabe. Kyoma-san is my master.
Well said! Now Rukako, bring forth Samadare!
At once! Just a moment, I'll be right back. Please stay here, okay?
I'm not going anywhere, so hurry. Rukako reluctantly lets go of my hand, shyly turns away from me, and heads to the shrine office. We spend 4 hours training, just like we used to. Practice swings with the demon sword. Stories of the sword's history. Lectures on the intricacies of Seishin Zanma swordsmanship. All fabricated from my Chunibyo delusions. I talk. Rukako, dressed now in her Miko robes, listens with rapt attention. Occasionally, we take a break, sit on the shrine stairway, and eat the sweet rice balls Rukako's mother brings us. And that's how we spend an extraordinary, ordinary 4 hours. Extraordinarily ordinary. Alright, that's it for today. Rukako lowers her stance and slowly sheathes the demon sword, Samadare. She looks so beautiful and majestic standing there in flowing white robes, sword shining in her hands. I find myself mesmerized once again. Rukako bows, snapping me out of it.
Thank you. I think I got a little stronger.
No need for humility. Today you mastered one of the Seishin Zanma style secrets, Type 32 Cherry Bomb. But don't get cocky, for you are still weak.
Yes, sir. I want to learn even more from you.
The breeze feels nice after the sweat we worked up. We savor our comfortable fatigue as we drink the barley tea Rukako's mother brings for us.
I feel like it's been a long time since you last taught me, Kyoma-san.
For the past few days, my mind has been under the dread influence of the foul grimoire known as the Manual. But I fully recovered. Do not worry.
Thank goodness, you're back to your old self.
Rukako answers happily. And then her expression turns serious, as if she's made up her mind about something.
Yesterday you asked me if I had any memories from when I was a guy.
Oh, yeah. Rukako looks away. I see her hands fidgeting in her lap. Finally, with trembling lips, she speaks.
I do remember.
No surprise. I expected she'd remember after what I experienced with Ferris.
I remember, or actually, how should I say it? It's a very transient feeling.
Transient?
I can't clearly remember it, but at the bottom of my sea of memories, well, in my head,
Then Rukako starts pawing at the air above and to the right of her head.
It feels like it's around here somewhere.
I don't really get it. Anyway, you remember? Rukako nods.
I'm sorry I lied yesterday.
Mwahaha! Don't worry about it. You should be proud to have fooled the great Hoenn Kyoma.
So because I remembered, I knew Mom's pager number without having to ask.
She takes out a piece of paper, upon which is written the number.
I was going to give you this no matter how things turned out today. And one more thing.
One more thing?
I don't know if it's related to my memories, but it's about that old computer.
Huh? Now that I didn't expect. The IBM 5100?
Yes, I think so.
Rukiko did seem like she knew something about the IBN 5100. Plus, Ruka's dad confirmed that it was here at the shrine. And then one day it suddenly disappeared. Does Rukiko know where it is now? If that's true, Rukiko, then you might not have to turn back into a guy. But Rukiko faintly shakes her head.
I don't think it's that easy.
But why not? Rukiko grips my hand.
Please come with me. I'll show you.
She looks into my eyes. Rukiko is no longer crying. In the fading sunlight, her eyes shine with firm resolve. She brings me to Daibiru. I look up at the huge towering building. The IBN 5100 is here?
Not there.
Rukiko faces away from Daibiru and points to a coin locker tucked in a narrow alley.
It happened last year, just before New Year's.
Rukiko walks up to the coin locker as she talks.
The computer was at her shrine until then.
Until New Year's? That's a contradiction. It was only 2 weeks ago that I found the IBN 5100 at Yanabayashi Shrine. Which means I really haven't returned to the original world line.
It's all my fault. I was helping out at the shrine sweeping the storehouse when I broke it by accident.
You broke it? Rukiko nods.
But I thought Dad would get mad at me if he found out, so I brought it here and hid it in the coin locker.
It must have been tough bringing it all the way out here. That thing weighs a ton.
I used a push cart from home. It broke too.
Even so, it must have been hard to get it here with just a push cart. Maybe she was running on adrenaline.
When I heard Kiyoma-san was searching for it, I was really surprised. I know I should have told you the truth, but I thought you'd hate me for it and I couldn't say anything.
Nonsense, I wouldn't hate you for that. No matter what, you're still my disciple.
I know.
Rukiko takes the locker key out of her pocket.
It's already been more than half a year, so the management probably took it away.
Half a year? I guess it's hopeless then. This locker charges 200 yen per day. Normally, if a coin locker goes unpaid for more than a few days, the management retrieves the contents. And if the owner doesn't claim it within a month, it's usually thrown away. Meaning the IBN 5100 is already... Rukiko goes to a large locker at the end of the row, inserts the key, and tries the lock.
It's not locked.
I guess that settles it. Sure enough, Rukiko opens the door to reveal an empty locker.
I'm sorry.
Either way, it doesn't matter. There's no point in retrieving a broken IBN 5100. But I don't tell her that. It's not your fault. I'm the one who messed with the timeline. Everything that happened is my fault.
Kiyoma-san.
That's why I must bear the burden. Mayuri's pain, Suzuha's pain, Ferris's pain. And now, Rukiko's pain. Something occurs to me. What if I send a D-mail telling Rukiko not to sweep the storehouse? How would that change the world line? Would the IBN 5100 stay at Yanabayashi Shrine, ready for me to retrieve it in August as planned? Part of me wants to try sending that D-mail. If it works, Rukiko could stay a girl. No, I mustn't give in to the temptation. My goal is to restore the world line, not warp it further. Fix the past to save Mayuri. That is my mission.
There's something strange about my memories.
Strange how?
Inside my mind, there are two memories about that old computer mixed together. The first is a memory of me breaking it. The other has no memory of it at all. The male me didn't break the computer. He swept the main shrine instead of the storehouse.
So Rukiko swept the storehouse because she became a girl. Because she swept the storehouse, she broke the IBN 5100 and deposited it in this coin locker. As a result, the IBN 5100 will never reach me. Is this the butterfly effect?
So there's no choice. I have to go back to being a guy.
There's no longer any doubt in her eyes. There's no choice. She knows it as well as I. We return empty-handed to Yanabayashi Shrine, which is dyed scarlet by the setting sun. Rukiko lets go of my hand after we arrive. We spent the whole walk hand in hand. Then she turns to me.
So this is goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I could train with you again.
She smiles shyly again, but her cheeks are dyed pink. I can tell she's desperately holding back her tears. But those tears hold a different meaning than the ones I saw before I had time left. At least, I'd like to think so. I didn't really do anything boyfriend-like for you, did I?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sincerely relieved. Because Rukiko smiled for me.
Please, save Mayuri-chan. Mayuri-chan is really important to me.
Rukiko.
Please go already. If you don't, I might cry. So, please. Thank you for everything. This is when I use that phrase, right? Sai Kongali.
It's Kongru. I find myself smiling. Rukiko forces a smile too.
Sai Kongru.
She bows deeply. She doesn't raise her head. A sign for me to go already. I turn back to the archway at the shrine's entrance. My feet are heavy. They won't advance. I stop in front of the stairs. Then I take out my phone.
Okabe? Mayuri called. She was mad. You stood her up on your promise to go to Komima.
Christina, I need you to enter a number into the phone wave names exchange.
What? Explain yourself.
Please, just do it. I'm sending a D-mail. I hear a sigh on the other end of the phone. The number is... I tell her Rukiko's mother's pager number, with another string of numbers attached. Stars. I'm not reading that. Meat, veg, meat, veg. When she sees this, Rukiko's mother will probably think it's a prank. And then she'll assume the D-mail we sent earlier was also a prank. If that still doesn't change the world line, we can just try something else. Pagers in 1992 didn't display the sender's number. Rukiko's mother won't know who sent it. I already told Kurusu the timer setting. Everything's ready. I hang up once I confirm that the 42-inch CRT is on. Now I just need to call the phone wave names to change. Then the world line will change. Rukiko will turn back into a guy. Her memories will disappear. Mayuri won't die today. However, I hesitate to open my address book. My thoughts turn to Rukiko, who is probably still watching me from behind. If I turn around, what will I see on her face? I want to check, but I don't think she'd want that. Rukiko finally smiled for me today, but I still have lingering reservations inside. This time I'm about to sacrifice Rukiko's memories. The memories of the 17 years she lived as a girl on this world line. The memories of her parents who rejoiced when their daughter was born. I'm about to erase all of that. But if I don't, I will be rejecting the 17 years Rukiko lived as a guy. I will be rejecting the memories of his parents who rejoiced when their son was born. Even so, is it okay to turn Rukiko back into a guy? I'm lost and cannot take another step. I've sacrificed the memories of 2 friends already. The sight of their tears is burned into my mind. Something soft presses against my back. Rukiko has embraced me from behind. I hear faint sobbing. What expression is she making now? Even without looking, I can tell.
I really don't want to change back.
Her words are like needles stabbing into my heart.
Because if I change back into a guy, I'll have to hide my feelings for you. It would be wrong for me to love you if I'm a guy.
I have nothing against homosexuals, but unfortunately I am heterosexual. I won't be able to answer Rukiko's feelings if he's a guy.
my memories of today will vanish too, won't they? That we held hands and walked together. That we trained together after such a long time. That I'm touching Okabe-san's body right now. I don't want to forget. I don't! Because I love you. I love you, Okabe-san. I want to save my Eri-chan too, and I understand there's no other way, but it still hurts. At the very least, I want to keep my memories of today. If I'd known it would hurt this much, then I never would have wished to become a girl in the first place.
Rukako.
I'm sorry. I know that doesn't matter to you, right?
Even as a guy, you're still Rukako to me. That won't change.
Yes, it makes me happy to hear you say that. Okabe-san, please send the email. Please, send it quickly. If you let me feel your warmth any longer, I might say even worse things. I can't hold back my feelings anymore.
Rukako. Is this really okay?
Okabe-san, please!
I'm about to sacrifice someone again. Is it my place to make that decision? My fingers tremble around my phone. But Rukako embraces those trembling fingers with her own.
Will you remember me?
Yes. With just one call to the phone wave names it to change, I can send a message to Ruka's mother's pager.
Will you remember me as a girl?
Yes. If I make the call.
Will you remember these 4 short days we were together?
Yes. No, I can't do it. Future G here. This episode ended up going a lot longer than I expected, so I think that this is a much better place to cut it than where I actually did. So thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!